Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. You're watching the mainstream. I am Simran Shivalkar, your host for today, and this is the latest episode from our exclusive series called The Voice of CISO. Today we are joined by Mr. Divan Raimagia. Firstly, Divan, thank you so much for joining us today and being a part of the series.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me take a moment to share a few things about Divan. With over 18 years of experience spanning IT services, critical infrastructure, Divan has established a strong reputation for designing resilient cybersecurity frameworks, driving OT as well as IT security convergence, also shaping programs that scale well with business transformation. His approach blends technical depth, risk intelligence, and pragmatic leadership, making his insights very much relevant as cybersecurity today continues to redefine organization strategy. I am excited to drive this dialogue with him. So, without any further ado, let's begin. Divan, firstly, let's lead with your experience. You have navigated cybersecurity across global service organizations. You have also led complex enterprise environments and now critical infrastructure. You're heading the cybersecurity at Adani Green Energy Limited as a CISO. What experiences or inflection points have most shaped your philosophy today as a security leader? Can you take us through your journey as well?
Yeah, sure, Simran. So, yeah, during like 18 years of experience, so I started the journey with basic cybersecurity stuff and networking stuff. And initial days, my priority was control-based cybersecurity program, and based on the framework, implement the control in IT environment. But my inflection point where I joined Adani as a critical infrastructure system, where we are managing the large power plant, and energy sector is considered under the national critical infrastructure of the India. And then my inflection point come. It's like business is a first priority and security is there, but security must be the business enabler over here. And it's not like a traditional checklist based control I have to apply over here. So here business resilience is important, and there is no downtime of the business. It is a priority. So OT comes over here. OT security comes in the under this national critical infrastructure security, and that's why availability is a priority. Okay, confidentially it is a third priority over here. So that is the change where I manage the security for the large enterprise like Adani national critical infrastructure we are managing. That time not only security is sufficient, we have to be like strategy, where to invest, ROI part, how to secure, and correlate with the different stakeholder and apply the security program. Okay, so we are securing the electron. Okay, because we are generating the gigawatts of the electron. So now this is not securing the data, here is securing the electron as well. So we are generating the not only green electron, we are generating the secure electron as well. So yeah, this is all about my inflection point and my experience where I working from corporate network to enterprise network like Adani and managing the large scale critical infrastructure program of our India. Okay.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for answering that, Divan. Next, I want to understand from you, you have overseen both IT as well as the OT landscape. And today, there is increasing day by day for both OT security and IT security at the same time. With a lot of geopolitical cyber risk, the threat landscape has expanded dramatically. How do you see teams kind of, preparing this kind of threat landscape as we move into the year 2026?
Correct. So initially we were observed only IT related risk and the IT related incident, but OT is again different ball game because different protocol are using in OT. So first of all, team need to be understand the complete OT environment to prevent the attack. So shift from traditional security to the new era of cyber security is like continuously monitoring is important. Okay. Initially we were discussing about the prevention part, then we discuss about detection part. Now we have to discuss about the continuously monitoring and the cyber resilience part. Okay, we cannot design the cyber program like we can prevent each and every attack. Instead of that, how quickly we can identify and how quickly we can recover the incident and start my business. Okay, so cyber resilience is more important. And nowadays threat landscape evolving in the sense AI is also there in the market. Okay, so attacker use the AI tool and they are creating the malware based on the AI, and team need to be understand the AI tool as a defender. Okay, because offensive side AI also using and defending side also we are using the AI. Okay, so now we need to be understand what kind of the threat evolving day by day, what kind of the phishing mail, malware, particular kind of the malware in our environment. But main important initially attacker was the quick action. Immediately we detect, isolate the attacker. But nowadays attacker are more persistent in our environment. They are staying 6 months 1 to 1 year in our environment and they are working in very slow nature. So continuously monitoring is important and team need to be identify such threat actor in our environment and immediately kick out from our network. That is more important. Okay. And OT is again, as I said, they are literally moved from IT to OT environment. So IT to OT perimeter should be the strong wherever initially air gap network was there, but now this is not a case. Now OT is connected to the IT and any system infected in IT network, laterally attacker move from IT to OT network and team need to be detect immediately then and there and isolate from the network, means respond fast in such a case. Okay. So yeah, otherwise it will be the direct impact on my critical infrastructure and they can trip down the power grid as well.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, with rapid IT and OT convergence, like you just highlighted, identity first security, whether it's zero trust adoption or the XDR developments that organizations are thinking, when it comes to their foundational security design, what architectural principles or basic frameworks will, shape the next decade of enterprise security from a CISO standpoint?
Okay. So architecture wise, industry standard architecture generally we are following. One is IEC 62443 or NIST CSF. This kind of framework we are using where we are managing the OT security. But as you said, XDR, identity, zero trust. So these are the core foundation. Okay. So I consider three layer. One is identity layer. Second is a continuously monitoring layer. And third is a resilience part. So based on that, I designed my framework where zero trust framework now is the time to apply in OT network as well, not in IT. Okay. So each and every component in OT, SCADA, PLC should be authenticated before applying or before accessing the any device. That is one part. Second, as I said, log correlation through AI. So we have to collect all the logs from the OT environment and correlate in our SIEM tool. That is more important. So that is the detection part, which I called as a continuously monitoring. Okay. So XDR, EDR, SIEM tool. So these are the detection tool. On that, my team need to be work and continuously detecting such kind of the threat actor. And third, I cannot believe like security attack will not occur in my environment. I firmly believe like if we are in the internet, if we are connected in the IT, attack will happen in any point of time. But my stream should be stronger, like as a resilience part, as I mentioned multiple times. It means how quickly we can recover our system. That is more important. So we should have the proper incident management plan, cyber crisis management plan. We should have like DR drill we need to be performed, timely manner, tabletop exercise, attack breach simulation exercise we need to be followed. So third part is my resilience part, where my backup should be the strong, the redundant system should be there in a place. Okay. So I designed the architecture on the three area because IT, OT and cloud, these are the three boundary of my environment. So I designed my architecture based on the IDTT, second continuously monitoring, and third is a resilience or the backup path as well. So I can easily recover my system if any attack occur. Okay.
Moving on, Devang, I think today a lot of innovations, including AI, is transforming defense capabilities or strategies for a lot of organizations from various ecosystems, whether it's retail, finance, manufacturing, IT and OT both. It's elevating, the defense and the cybersecurity landscape, but it's also opening gates for a lot of threats. How do you think CISOs today can balance AI-driven automation with human judgment?
Nice. So as I said earlier, AI versus AI game is going on now. Okay. Because AI used by the threat actor, AI used by our defender team as well. So it's AI versus AI race going on. Okay. And attackers are far ahead because through that AI tool, now they are first I'll discuss about the offensive part. So attacker use AI tool for creating the malware, creating the phishing mail, identify the my recon activity. So these are the area where attacker are using the AI tool. Okay. And defending side also, my team is also using the AI in the SOC and OT security as well, in vulnerability management.
Correct.
Okay, and the GRC as well. So both the side AI is using nowadays, but I can see human being part as you highlighted. So we cannot replace human being where AI is there. Okay, AI is supporting hand for us. Okay, AI is not a replacement of the human. So AI can accelerate our decision, but ultimately decision will take by the human only. So AI it's useful for the detection side. But when the response part and recover part comes in a picture, then human decision is more important. So I give the example. Say, for example, in the SOAP, element layer identification, detection, IOC collection, such kind of the things will perform by the AI. Okay. But once we identify the IOC or the any malicious IP address and blocking in a firewall, that part again, human need to be take the decision. Okay. So respond part, how quickly to kick out the threat actor from our network, that decision at least should be in a human hand. Okay. So human factor we cannot replace when decision comes in a picture, and OT is because in OT, if AI will take the decision, might be it's a false positive, then it will interrupt or disturb our business as well. So in OT, decision part will occur by the human only because OT is very critical infrastructure. So only detection part, identification part, I can leverage the AI tool, but human is required for the decision maker. Okay. Yes, Imran.
Thank you so much for answering that. And next, let's hear it from your standpoint, Divan. The CISO's role today, it's increasingly at the intersection of business, tech, as well as governance at some level. How do you think this role is evolving? And, what are some strategic competencies that will define the next gen of CISOs, or what should be the priorities for CISOs in the coming year?
Okay. So now CISO role, I think CISO is a Chief Information Security Officer. So I collect this word CISO, but first and last letter of the CISO is more important. Okay, Chief
Correct.
Officer. In between is IS, Information
Right.
Security. In between you can use the F, then CFO will become the Chief Financial Officer. If you use the E, then Chief Executive Officer. But
Correct.
first and last letter will always remain same, is the Chief Officer. Okay, Chief Officer role is more important for the business enabler. They are generating the revenue directly or indirectly. So that I think next generation CISO need to be understand. You are the Chief Officer of the company. Okay, you are the part of the boardroom. You are the decision maker of the company. Okay, you have to take the hard decision. Sometimes you have to take the hard call of the decision. Sometimes you have to build the team as well. So in traditional CISO generally were focused on the tools, technology, stack. Okay, they are more tech driven guys. Okay, they are hardcore techie. They have the idea about how to run the firewall, SOC solution. They have the idea about vulnerability management, red teaming, pen test. But yeah, I'm not saying it's not important, but it's important, equally important. But parallelly, CISO should have the strategic vision of the company. CISO should have the revenue generation part, like how to increase the revenue with securing the business. Okay,
Correct.
that is more important. Third point is he should be the part of the board member. Okay, whenever board meeting occurs, CISO should be the part of the board meeting. CISO should be the part of the any, like he has to work as an influencer. He should be the part of the any decision happen in the organization. He should be the part. Okay, because each digital twin model or digitalization of the company, CISO role to embedded the cyber in each and every digital project. Okay, so it's not only tech tools and technology placement in the organization, but instead of that, he will define the strategy how to embedded cybersecurity in any business digital platform. So business can run securely. So it's like chief trust officer nowadays I called. Okay, it's not a chief information officer because now business trusting us. Okay, business will, yeah. So each and every decision in the cyber side, they are trusting on us. So we are the trusted advisor or trusted partner of the digital journey of the organization. So nowadays I call as a chief trust officer. They are trusting us. So next gen CISO should be understand not technical part, but more than the technical strategic part, budget management part, decision making part, communicator, storytelling part. Because high level management will not understand the technical jargon. The CISO should like the storyteller. He has to convince the board with the storytelling incident. Okay. So these are the symptoms or the attribute required by the next generation CISO to become the successful CISO in the enterprise or large network. Okay.
And any top priorities, that you see in terms of strengthening the threat landscape, whether it's defensive approach, what do you see would be the next phase for a lot of security leaders in the coming year for 2026 security leaders there?
Okay. So generally in 2026, my priority is like the next gen SOC creation, IT or OT SOC creation with the help of this AI tool. Okay. And that is first priority. SOC solution with AI integration in that. Okay. Second part is continuously OT asset visibility and identify the threat or vulnerability from the OT environment. That is the second priority. Third priority is the building my team or uplift my team so I can create the leader in my team itself. Okay. So third priority priority is uplifting my team and guidance and mentoring my team as well. So they can work without any alert fatigue and collaboratively they can discuss with the different stakeholder in OT environment. So these are the three priority: team building, detection, stronger detection part through the OT or IT SOC, and the first, as I said, like visibility in OT environment. So these are my priority in 2026. Similar.
Fantastic. Devang, this has been a very insightful conversation. Thank you so much for taking us through your journey and sharing your insights. Well, while we wrap up, I certainly look forward to connect with you again.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me over here. And anytime I can contribute to the society, Simran. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.